99% of crypto holders, majority of the people even watching this video right now are probably going to lose money in this bull run. Guys, if you're new to my channel, my name is Roshan, and I try to keep it as real as possible in some of these videos. I don't make these type of videos too often where I'm just genuinely speaking to you guys about the current status of this bull run, where I think we're going, the narratives that you guys have to break off, and kind of the mindset that you have to go with it when you're trading the crypto markets or when you're invested in the crypto markets. Right, I made a video like this a couple weeks ago and it got a lot of hate just because people thought I was being bearish. I'm not being bearish, I'm being realistic. I want to save you guys from that sheep mentality to think for yourself and not just follow the narrative that is being portrayed by these YouTubers, these big YouTubers that have their interest in mind and not your own interest. Guys, I do want to take a look at the charts. These last couple days, it has been a little bit bloody in the markets. Crypto was crashing, Bitcoin was crashing, insane manipulation. I want to take a look at that, let you guys know why this time it feels a little bit different, but I don't want you guys to take that as hopium and run with it thinking that it's a super cycle. Anyways, guys, let's hop into the charts and take a look at what I'm talking about. So, if you guys haven't seen already, Bitcoin did break its all-time high. Last time, it reached almost to $74,000 and it had this insane dump of 60 up to down to 66K. Guys, that's millions, tens of millions of dollars wiped off of the market cap in just, a matter of hours, right? And that's kind of scary to think about because that's how much manipulation this asset class has. And if you guys know anything about what I say, I do believe that this is the last bull run where you could actually make life-changing gains. And like I said in my last video, if you're able to make those life-changing gains, you need to pull out the profit. When you think that you made a good amount, do not let greed set in because greed kills gains, guys. And this year, I believe is the last year where we can actually make some good amounts of money, especially if you're the regular novice 9 to 5 investor, right? That's a lot of diminishing returns. We'll get into that. But guys, so obviously whales are manipulating these markets, big money as I like to call it. They want to spread a narrative. Bitcoin shot past the all-time high pre-halving. It's going to the moon. It's going 100K before the halving starts. These are type of narratives that big money institutions, hedge funds want to push out on you so they could dump on you and they could buy when you guys are panicking. It's always go against the narrative, go against the general consensus of the market, and that's what I'm trying to teach through this video. That's what I've been trying to teach through my other video, but I got so much hate on it. So guys, in the we can see here that in the 1 month Bitcoin ran up over 30% again, passing its all-time high and then crashing. Today we did retrace, we did bounce back, obviously not all the way back to 74K, but we're on a run back up. Now, something that's really interesting is we are 33 days away from the Bitcoin halving, which we will talk a little bit more about in great detail. Now, guys, one thing I want you guys to focus on is if you guys know anything about trading, I used to trade Forex back in the day, leverage trading, technical analysis, all that fun stuff. I don't recommend anyone going on leverage unless you are fully aware that you might lose tens of thousands of dollars. Because with Forex trading, I lost tens of thousands of dollars. One of the key things that you guys want to focus on is the fear and greed index. Guys, we were at 74K and the extreme greed or the greed index was at 89. That is I think that's like the highest that you could get to. One of the highest points in the fear and greed index that you go to. Extreme greed. It was all the way over here in the dark green. But where were people when and everyone was just so excited. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, we're pushing, we're flying, we broke past all-time highs. This is a super cycle. But where were the people when it was red, when it was orange? Why were people not buying then? Right? I was loading my bags 2 years ago. Last summer, I was loading my bags when no one wanted to get in. And that is the thing. You always want to go against the general consensus of the market, guys. And fear and greed index will probably be your best friend, your best tool to keep you safe in these crypto markets. You want to make sure you're taking profit when we're at extreme greed. You want to make sure you're loading your bag when there's fear, extreme fear in the markets. Now, what's interesting is the Bitcoin halving, like I said, is 33 days away. And this is the fourth Bitcoin halving that we're coming to. And the Bitcoin halving basically means the hash rate of Bitcoin does get cut in half. Now, guys, the first Bitcoin halving was in 2012. The mining reward went from 50 to 25. The price of the halving was 13 bucks. And the all-time high of that year after the halving was 1,152. Now the second halving was in 2016. Again, 4 years later. These move in 4-year cycles. If you guys don't know that, that is how these markets work. They work in 4-year cycles, right? So now it went from 25 to 12.5 because it got cut in half again. And the price at the halving at this point was half of the previous bull cycle's all-time high, right? You guys understand what I mean? It's almost half of exactly what the all-time high was of the previous bull cycle. And then this ran to 17,000. I remember this. I was in high school in grade 12. And then the third Bitcoin halving, which a lot of you were probably present for, was in 2020. I know I loaded my bags in this one, and the halving or the hash rate went from 12.5 to 6.25. Now, the price at the halving was again just a little bit or even just half of the all time high of the previous year. And this time around, it ran up to 67,000. Now, what is absolutely mind boggling is right now the price of Bitcoin has passed the previous bull market top. It's at 73K, or it hit 73K at the time of the halving. Right now, I know we're a couple of days away, but this has never happened before. This is insane. And I'm sure the narrative that's running right now is Bitcoin is on a super cycle, is Bitcoin is going to go to 200, 300, 400K. Right, I do need to switch off this chart because my thing is lagging over here. Let me make sure everything is good. So like I was saying, the narrative is they're pushing it to go to 200, 300K. That's what they're telling all the retail investors, and people are eating that up. You know, they're saying ETFs, they're buying 10,000 Bitcoin a day. And while that's true, I want you guys to be careful when there's one consensus going on in the markets. Usually the opposite is going to happen. I don't know if you guys were there in the last market, but everyone was calling for $100,000 Bitcoin. And what did we get? $64,000 Bitcoin. Everyone is calling for Bitcoin to go over 150K, go to 120K. And I said in my last video where I did this, I think that it's going to 80, 85, $90,000, right? Obviously, we're already at 73K, so it might go to 90K. I'm looking at that area. But when you get to 100K, you have to realize everyone's hoping that it gets to that. It's a psychological thing, so people are going to start taking their profits. Now, when you see profits on the table, I want you guys to be able to take that. Don't get tied to your bags. Don't go after the next best thing in the markets, right? This time is completely different. We haven't seen anything like this before. Does that mean that we're in a crypto super cycle? No, don't believe, don't fall into that type of narrative. Don't fall into that type of sheep mentality. What they're selling you is hopium. They want you to feel like that's so these big institutions can pump up the price to a certain mark and then absolutely just dump on you guys, right? Because the more that people throw their chips into the bucket, the more that the biggest guy there could just reach in that bucket and take their funds away. Now, obviously, you guys should have been buying 2 years ago, a year ago. But if you guys are buying now, I want you guys to be careful. If you see gains on the table that will change your life, that could help you in a sort of way, make sure you take those profits. I'm not telling you guys that the crypto market is over, that the bull market is over. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you guys to go against the herd mentality. If everyone is calling for, we're going to the moon, laser eyes, that's how you know you want to get out. With all that being said, obviously this is not financial advice. This is just my 2 cents on the market, and I'm trying to protect you guys, keep you guys safe. Obviously, if you enjoy, please smash that like button, comment what your guys' thoughts are on the crypto markets. It's been your boy Ro, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.